Okay, hello guys. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great once again. I remain Rookman, and today I just want to explain to you something really simple: how to do a walk forward um, animation for your character that you have created. I got an email a couple of days ago asking me how to do a walk forward animation. I just want to show you the concept that I use to create my own walk forward, and you can also come up with yours. Um, you can also come up with your own concept at any time you want, but this is just to give you an idea of how I do it and how I create my animation. So I will show you how to do this in a couple of animation with a full figure and a stick figure to show you that it's the same concept and the same idea on how to create this. Yes, there are so many other ways to do it, but this is my way and this is how you will do it. So with no further ado, let's get it started. So I will just have to delete all these animations I have here, clearing the animation from current frame. You already know how to do that if you have been following my course. So let's say you already have your character fully rigged like this. As you can see, this character here has been fully rigged with everything: the eyes, the hair turn. So take note, this is not like a full head turn, this is just a 45-degree head turn for the character head, and the body turn also like this, just a 45-degree turn. And also I have the foot turn in here, forward foot, side foot, the other side, and same thing for this also in case he wants to turn around. So what we'll do right now is go to the first frame here and pick our transform tool here. What we are going to do is we'll be stretching this foot forward. Which foot is he putting forward? Is the left or the right? Putting his left foot forward. I'll highlight this. I'll drag, elongate the bone a bit. Then I'll drag this to the back behind. While doing that, I'll make sure the foot is facing forward and this too is facing forward. So you can see he already has that action within. Then I'll make sure the legs are properly spread out to give the notion of motion. And the hands too, this hand is moving forward also, and this one will be moving a bit backwards. So what I'll do is the same thing. I'll stretch this one a bit forward and I'll reduce this, scale the bone. What I'm doing right now is bone scaling. I'm just playing around with the bones. So I'll scale it back a little bit, just like you see me do here. So if you look at the character, you could already see that it's as if he's walking forward, isn't it? So with that done, I would now copy this frame. I'll highlight this whole frame from frame 1, Ctrl C, then I'll move to frame 24, Ctrl V, I paste it there. Then I come to frame 12, which is the middle of frame 24. You have a whole frame, so dividing it into two, 12 plus 12 will give you frame 12. I mean 12 plus 12 rather will give you 24. So half of 24 is what? 12. That's what I meant. And here right now I'll reverse what I just did for both frame 1 and frame 24. So I'll take this back, I'll take it back to 0 and drag this one a bit forward, and voila, I have this. And for the hand I will do the same. Take this here and bring this forward, knowing that the hand is not supposed to be longer than the part of the lap, so you just take note of that also. And basically that is all you have to do for the first 3 frames. So when you go back to frame 1, so you could see he's already walking forward. But most people, what they do is that You see some weird animation, usually from beginners, and you know, animation is the way you want it. Sometimes it could be funny. Somebody's walking like this. I don't know what that person is trying to present, but for you to create a major animation, you have to make it look real, at least to an extent. All right. So we move to frame 6 right now, which is the half of frame 12. So we'll be bending one of the knee of the leg. So I'll come to frame 6 here. As you can see, how I have highlighted it. And if you notice how to know which leg to bend, you're moving here. So that means the right leg. All right. So now you can see the leg is moving forward, isn't it? All right. Now the leg, depending on your rig for your character, you may not have to bend the leg so much. You may have to just bend it a bit or drag it in so that it feels like the leg had moved. So you can do it like this. This is one way. Let me show you this way completely then before I show you the second way. So you can see the leg is already moving. Yes, you can leave it like this as a perfect walk. All right. Or you can go forward. Let me delete both frame 6 and frame 18. Instead of just excuse me, instead of just bending the leg and maybe it looks a bit different or a bit somehow to you, all you have to do is bend it just a little bit, very little, like this. Then you come to your excuse me, come to your transform bone tool here. Then you drag the leg to the top a bit. Just drag it in. So you have the leg coming in. All right. So it's coming in from the back to the front. So you do the same thing at frame 18. All you have to do is bend it just a little bit. All right. Then you drag it in. So when we go back to frame 1 and play the walk cycle, you have his leg doing this. So depending on which one you prefer, or depending on how fast you are trying to create your animation, it all depends on you actually. These are like my main methods of creating a forward walk cycle motion. Okay, then after doing this, you've done the main job already. So now you have to make you have to animate the body and the hand to make it look much more natural, so it doesn't look like a robot with no head movement and body movement going through. All right, so with this you can come to frame 6 and we'll go to our transform tool. So increase the height a bit, then it automatically comes down from there. Then at frame 18, Ctrl Z to undo that. That's a mistake. So we increase the height here a bit, and that's also that when he walks there's a stretch, a squash and stretch in the animation. That's just very little. You can add more if you want depending on the character, but this is a full human character, so you want it to be a bit natural. So for the hand also we'll do the same at frame 6. I would bend this here a bit. You can bend it this way. All right, then bend this one this way. So we'll have something like this. So to show that the hand is moving and dropping at the same time. All right, so you have something like this. Then at frame 18 you bend it this way also, and you bend it this way also, just a little, not so much of it. All right, Ctrl Z to undo that. That's a mistake. And this is what you have. So if it's a lady, you have to bend it in the opposite direction. That is like this. So as I was saying, if it's a lady, you flip it the other way around. That is the hand. You make it look something like this and something like this, because this is how during animation ladies walk, in that funny way, isn't it? So something like this. So when you play it, you have this, But though, since we've already started the animation with frame 1 and frame 24, hands down, it will always come back to that same position. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But if you are having a lady animation, this is what you do so it looks more like a lady. All right, so Control Z to undo that. And so let's play the animation. So we have this. So you could see that the animation we have right now is looking very realistic, isn't it? So his hands are moving, the legs are moving. You could see him bouncing up and down. Really, that's just but all of it. The only thing left to do is the shoulder movement. So you can see I have a body turn here. So what I will do now is make him turn his body at frame 6. Okay. Then at frame 18. So maybe not too much there, just a little bit. So I now have this complete animation. If I circle that back, excuse me, I'll go to window rather, then I want my keyframe, I have it here, then I'll circle. So this is what we'll have. So you can see your character is already walking forward, all right? So if you want, you can add other animation to it, like maybe a head turn, a lip movement. He can walk and talk. It all depends on you, depending on what you are creating at that particular moment. All right? Okay, so I want to give you added value. There's something I learned recently, how to create a character with a brush and how to just animate it real quickly. So I just want to show you quickly how that is done. So I'll just pick my point tool and just draw a straight line here. Then I'll draw the shoulder here. Then I'll draw the hand here like this, shoulder, hand here like this, and probably just shift this up a little bit to be the waist, and the leg, waist and the leg. All right, so I'll add a point here for the knee, and also we'll probably just drag this down a little bit, this and this and this and this for the hand. So all I have to do is just Control P to make sure every point is pointed. Then all I will do now is, this should be the neck of your character. Then I'll add the head. All right, so what next you should do is go to your styles and pick a color you want the character to be in or whatever. Then you go here, you pick a brush, pick any brush you want. So I'll be picking this brush just to quickly show you how this is done. Then I'll highlight the whole character, take my create shape tool, then I create shape. All right, so what I'll do is then increase the size. All right, so this is what we have real quick, and I'll come here and increase the head. All right, then I'll come here and probably reduce the knee a bit, then I increase the foot, you know, something like this, just to make it fun. Then maybe increase the hips a little bit, then reduce the hands also, and have the shoulders a bit out, then maybe, you know, just drop this here and there. So actually you already have a character created, and you could do this with any brush you want. I'm just using this as a quick sample, and you can go ahead and bone this character, or you can go ahead and animate it the way it is, as is. All right, and how do you do that? Real quick animation is not every character you bone. You could see that with this you can do some really awesome crazy looking type of animation using Moho Studio. You don't have to bone everything every single time. All right, so let me take this back to its original state. So let me show you a quick animation without boning. All right, so I'll add keyframes here. I'm clearing, sorry, adding keyframes, sorry about that. Then what I need to do is just shift the points around. All right, taking note of my characters anyway. Okay, so you could see that from here to here I have this, so it could be that he's dancing, I don't know. So while it comes to frame 6, we have the shoulders also moving up and the hand, so we have this, and you can go ahead and animate a whole sequence. I'm not trying to make a long video, I just want to give you an idea of how to do stuff like this. All right, so let me erase the whole animation. Okay, great. So you could quickly bone this character and still do the work cycle thing. So I'll group with selection, switch and create bone, convert it to bone, then I'll pick my bone, then I'll just do a quick boning for the character here, the neck, the head. Hold Alt, Ctrl Z, hold Alt, give him the shoulders, the arm. All right, hold Alt. You already know how this is done. The waist, we'll have our leg here, leg here. So okay, we already have our character fully boned. Then we'll reduce the bone strength. So reduce the bone strength, then what we have to do is bind the bones to the character. So for us to bind the bones to the character, we'll have to come in to the character layer. You could now see the points there. So all we have to do is just pick our bind point to highlight the points we want bounded to a particular bone. Select the bone first, then highlight the point you want bonded to that bone, then you bind. You could see, and that's how you will do the remaining parts. So let me do this real quickly. Hold Alt, select bone, select point, bind. 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 Alt, select bone, select point, bind. Hold Alt, select bone, select point, bind. That is, you hold Alt, select bone, then release Alt, select point, then bind. All right, hold Alt, select bone, select point, bind. Hold Alt, select bone, select point, bind. Hold Alt, select bone, select point, bind. Okay, good. Bind that. Hold Alt, select bone, select points here, bind. Hold Alt, select bone, select points here, bind. Hold Alt, select bone, select the points here, bind. You can see how I'm doing it. Hold Alt, select bone, select points, bind. Hold Alt, select bone. For the last one, we bind. So immediately now we'll go back to the bone layer. All right, then I just want to show you a quick work cycle. You could see we have our character all set, so it's the same thing to create a work cycle the way I just showed you how to do that, even with a stick figure character. So we'll go to frame 1. All right, frame 1. Now we stretch this. All right, bring this here, bring this a bit backwards, and maybe we should just do it the female style this time around. Okay. Then we'll go to frame 24. We'll copy this first frame, Ctrl C, Ctrl V here. Then frame 12, we switch this concept here. You bring this down and you bring this forward. Rotate this. All right, so we now go to frame 6. We bend this a little bit. All right, you can test it out. All right, good. Then we go to frame 18. We bend this a little bit. So we now have him walking forward. All right, so at frame 6 we have him stretching up. Let's make him stretch very well. Then at frame 18 we have him stretching very well up. So I'll just copy that and drag it into frame 18. So when we play it, we have this. All right, then at frame 6, then we'll move the hands just a little bit, maybe here. Then at frame 18 we'll move the hand a bit here and here, so we'll have something like this. So, and that's all. If we should cycle this right now, this is what we have. So we have our character walking forward. So if you understand what I had explained from the beginning, you understand how this is done. This is just what I want to show you, how to make a character walk forward, because many a times doing the side walk, it's usually easier, but doing the walk forward can be a bit confusing. And this is how I achieve my walk forward motion during animation. So if you love what you've seen and what you've watched and you liked it, please share with your friend who is interested in animation, and also invite other people to the channel, and make sure you subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.